All right, guys, welcome back to another No Name podcast. As you already know me, my name is Isaac.
Manny?
May the fourth be with you, Ricky.
Yes,
We're,
yes, it
we're,
is.
we're recording this on May 4th, even though this goes out on Tuesday, tomorrow, the next day.
On the 5th.
Yes.
Yeah. Even better that we're doing this. We're doing the topic on movies, so that's even better that we're releasing it tomorrow. But the topic we're talking about today is cinema. And most of you guys know that this pandemic has really stopped the courses on many movies and also has pushed back on other movies and pushed them back to a further date. We wanted to talk about a little about what's going on, what movies has been pushed back, what movies has stopped production, and what movies have gone directly to streaming. And we'll give our thoughts on what we think Hollywood would do to continue to further push out content. And so let's get right into it, guys. So,
let's just say like Hollywood's already doing some things,
true.
and there's already been some ramifications to some of this stuff. But let's go.
We'll give our thoughts though, like on what we think it should be done or what we think that can be a solution. But let's go into what movies. Let me pull up my notes real quick.
I think
So
we can say I'm gonna say a recent one because it was supposed to come out this past Friday, and that's Black Widow.
Black Widow, okay.
That was supposed to come out this past Friday.
Yeah, that one's on the list too.
Like, think about it. If this pandemic did not happen, I would be in a movie theater watching the latest Marvel movie. But I have to wait till November now because of this pandemic.
Is there going to be an Easter egg in that one too?
There's always going to be an Easter egg in that stuff.
Well, yeah, there's Easter eggs. But is there going to be like a twist? Are they going to hint at another Endgame, or not an Endgame, but another Avenger movie?
I don't know yet. Honestly, it's like I'm just waiting to start this new phase, get started post Endgame and everything like that. Because if you don't know, the week before last week also was the 1 year anniversary of both Endgame and the 2 year anniversary of Infinity War.
That's why. I thought you were just watching them for fun.
No, there are reasons.
All right, guys, you guys follow Rick. He has reasons why he does what he does. But so one of the other movies too is Mulan. It was supposed to come out March 27th, but is now being pushed back to July 24th, 2020. Another one is Wonder Woman 1984. It was supposed to come out June 5th, 2020, but now it's coming out August 14th, 2020.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That did get delayed.
Quiet Place Part 2, which I really wanted to watch that one. It was supposed to come out March 20th, but now it's setting to come out September 4th, 2020. Ricky already mentioned Black Widow. Soul is a new Disney Pixar new film, and it was supposed to come out November 20th, but now, it has been postponed to November 20th. It was supposed to come out June 19th, 2020. James Bond, No Time to Die. That was gonna be a good movie too.
Hey, did you get the UK one? I couldn't find the UK one. Are they both on the same date?
I have no clue, but it was supposed to come out
in the UK it was supposed to come out April 2nd.
What movie?
Okay, in the US.
And the US was April 10th.
What movie?
Yeah.
No Time to Die.
James Bond.
Oh. I didn't know we were talking about UK dates now. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh no, because I couldn't find it. Just I don't know if it's on the same day now.
I have no clue, but for the US is going to be April 10th, and then now it's being pushed back to November 25th, 2020. Top Gun Maverick is going to be set in December 23rd, 2020, when it was supposed to come out in June 24th. Ghostbusters Afterlife is now going to be pushed all the way back to March 5th, 2021. And it was supposed to come out July 2020. Wow, that was a good thing. Fast 9, the first saga. Don't know why they titled that because it's Fast 9. Number 9. I don't know who made that.
That was called the Fast Saga, but okay.
It's supposed to come out. That one's pushed back to April 2nd, 2021, when it was supposed to come out May 22nd, 2020. And the number one was Minions: Rise of Gru. That one is being pushed back all the way to July 2nd, 2021.
Movie coming out, to be honest.
But what sucks about that though, for Fast, I won't be able to see it in an AMC theater.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Universal.
So as of last week, there wasn't articles were reported that the fact that AMC theaters will be no longer showing any movies that are from Universal Pictures.
Are they in bad blood right now?
Well, it's for the fact that Universal decided to release the new Trolls movie out into digital marketplaces. Because when it came out, it was still under this theatrical window where it can only be in theaters. Yeah, and that's like a kind of like an agreement between the theaters and the distributors and all that stuff to keep that there. Universal has decided to break that and then just put it out on digital stores and everything like that to buy or rent and all that stuff. So that was a big no. AMC came in and said once theaters are back up and running again, don't expect any movies from Universal and all that stuff, such as like Fast 9 and all that stuff. And that upsets me because I am a A-list member and where I get to watch all the movies at any time, and that's not good for me. That's not only is AMC theaters doing this, Regal's also stepped in on this also, so they're planning on doing the same thing. So Jeez. It's gonna be what was that?
How's Universal gonna? So what is Universal gonna be played on then?
So there's other movie theater places besides like Regal and AMC. It's just the fact that Regal and AMC are two of the biggest movie theater companies in the country at least.
Well, yeah, and the only IMAX we have is Regal
and everything like that, and then like every other place I've gone to has been mostly AMC's. There's Cinemark. There are the Galaxy Plus theaters that we went to that one when we outside of where we live.
Yeah, but you gotta drive out far for those.
I drive out far to go see movies in freaking Dolby Cinema. So I'm like, I'm willing to do it and all that stuff because I have the A-list.
Yeah, I think I'm just not used to like the not the recliner chairs because I know that some don't have them, and so I think I've been living in luxury for a little bit. So I know the Dolby one doesn't have the recliner seats, right?
Yeah, it does.
The one that I go to, yeah, the one that me and Manny went to, and the one I keep going to, they recline.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The button switches are different, but other than that, same thing.
And all that stuff. So
to me, it's better. You can do more things. Honestly, like different customizations compared to the one here.
True.
Yeah. But yeah. There's already ramifications because that's the thing about because people will probably when they hear this they're already be thinking like, well, wait, there's already been movies that are already been out on streaming services and everything like that. That's a totally different thing. See, like I said, Trolls was supposed to come out in theaters around that time. It's in a theatrical window where it's supposed to stay in theaters. Yeah. Other movies such as as of today, Rise of Skywalker from the new Star Wars movie, Frozen 2, Onward, to name other couple Disney movies also that are straight up into the streaming service and were released early too for buy. Those already passed their theatrical windows. So Disney has the right to either send them out earlier and all that stuff if they wanted to, and all that stuff. House with Trolls, it wasn't out in theaters yet, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that does bring me to my next content too was movies that are now being streamed right now. I know Ricky named a couple of them, but some of them I do know, some of them I do not know. Maybe you guys can help me out on that. I know the Invisible Man is now being streamed.
Yeah.
The Hunt, that I seen that trailer.
Those two I need to see so badly.
Emma, Birds of Prey, Bloodshot with Vin Diesel, The Gentleman, Just Mercy, The Way Back, Bad Boys for Life, which is a really good movie. Sonic the Hedgehog, which I'm looking forward to. Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always. I don't know. That's a Sundance movie. Really don't want to really watch Sundance. Trolls we already mentioned. Star Wars we already mentioned. There is Scoob, the king of Staten Island. I don't know what that is, and that is so far. So my
You
next
mean
question
stats?
is,
So here's to clarify something on most of those movies. Um, most of those movies are available to buy digitally to stream. They're not on a streaming service such as like Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. You can buy them on a particular on a storefront on a digital storefront and all that
or
stuff.
YouTube. YouTube does have,
You can buy them on YouTube, yeah, and all that stuff
yeah.
too. But they're not available on a streaming platform such as like a Netflix or anything like that,
No.
with the exception of Star Wars from that list, because that's now on Disney Plus
And for Frozen 2.
and
You
Frozen
can
2 and onward, yeah,
stream, yeah, and
with the
Onward.
yeah, yeah. So those are the exceptions. Those are the only exceptions because and all that stuff. How else, like mostly everything else you mentioned, you can only buy those, or if they have the option to rent it also. Because I know most of them probably have anything. Most of them probably have rent to them, but you can either rent or buy them.
So Ricky has mentioned that there has been ramifications that Hollywood has been taking precaution on making sure that movies are still available, such as being able to buy them on certain platforms and to able to stream them, which have been very helpful. To my knowledge, and to my perspective, I don't really know how long this virus will last, and I don't know what other ramifications they are going to do, because what I'm seeing right now is that this isn't going to end. Maybe it might let up a little bit by next year, but even then, scientists have been saying that if we do start reopening theaters or public places, that there's going to be a surge in contracting the COVID-19. So I don't know how Hollywood is going to take precaution in that, just because I know a lot of a lot of productions have been stopped because of this virus. Now, one of the movies that have been stopped that I was really looking forward to was Avatar 2 with James Cameron. That was in production, but it has been stopped because of
That movie's
everything
been in
that's
production for the past 10 years, if I'm correct.
exactly. It was supposed to come out 2019,
What
then they pushed it back to 2020, and now they're hoping to 2021.
they got
It better
lucky.
be the best movie I've ever seen in my life when
When
it
they
comes
announced
out.
that and they were like, "We're pushing for 2019," I was like, "You know how far that is?" Then we got to 2019. They're like, "We're going to 2020." I was like, "Whoa, we've already waited this long. Why not?" I
Yeah,
was
and
like,
now they're
"Might as
like,
well."
So,
I know. One of the other movies they didn't mention on the list was Jungle Cruise 2 with Dwayne
that's
Johnson.
that's delayed to
Dude,
next
Yeah,
year.
that was in production, right?
That's
I
no,
think.
that was done. That was supposed to come out this year.
Oh,
It's
okay.
supposed to come out this year in summer, but I think they're
It got
pushing
the.
it to
I think they pushed it to next year
next.
because they want
So my
that on
question,
theaters.
so my question to you guys is that, do you think that Hollywood should just start just selling the theater movies online just to purchase instead of pushing them back, because we don't know if if COVID-19 is going to take longer than it should. We can start with you, Ricky.
Okay, I was gonna let Manny do this, but it depends on the movie. In all honesty,
Okay.
and
Like
I'm
which one draws in more crowds?
so well, of course, because you go to the theater for the spectacle, pretty much. I mean, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, like I saw Endgame and Infinity War last week to reminisce on those days when I went to the theater to see those movies and everything, and because those are a spectacle and everything like that. Those are monument moments and all that stuff. Endgame made me cry twice, like more than once, and all that stuff.
Did you really?
Yes,
Okay.
and everything.
You missed.
For that, I invested in that series. I invested in that whole universe.
Yeah, you
That's
invested
why
in that.
I invested in that universe and all that stuff. And but exactly, it's the same. But that's also the same thing for Fast and the Furious movies, James Bond, to name a few, and then any of a big Disney movies such as Mulan and all that stuff. Which is why I'm not upset that I'm not watching them currently right now at the moment. because it's like they're giving us the chance of a hope of the fact that maybe one day that the theaters might be up and running again, and maybe everything might be cool and all that stuff, and we can just enjoy it in a nice spectacle theater. Probably there'll be some social distancing rules to it and everything like that, keeping like 2 seats apart from each other and all stuff. And I'm fine with that because as long as I get to see, especially for this year at least, Mulan and Black Widow, which are the only two that are coming out this year now, as of right now, that I want to see, and James Bond, if that's still this year, if I remember correctly. Forgot the list.
Yeah, November 25th.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and Bond, of course. I would love to see those in theaters and all that stuff. I'm not, but though when it comes to a chance of the theaters are still being closed till the end of the year, that's gonna be dependent on what Disney, who does Bond, Sony, if I'm correct, I forget. What are they gonna do if they can't get those theater release dates and all that stuff? And then, like I mentioned earlier, the whole theatrical window, they have to have it in theaters is another big, is apparently now an issue now after what happened with Universal and all that stuff. And so it's like I said, it depends on the movie really and all that stuff. I think Universal didn't make the smart decision of putting Trolls to buy on digitally. I thought that was a smart move to them and all that stuff because there's a possible chance that putting that in theaters probably wouldn't get as much as they would probably need. However, I think what I heard is that it actually did well releasing it digitally, like more than they thought they would, which is a good thing for them. But other than that, it's just like I said, it just depends on the movie. But I won't be, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if somehow we'll end up seeing cause the only reason why I'm saying Mulan and Black Widow is because besides the fact that they're Disney products and all that stuff, it's more the fact that I like the movies and I love the movies and I want to see them. I won't be surprised if Disney does release them on a digital front, but it'll be just a buy, but you won't see them on Disney Plus for a while at least.
Yeah.
For just
like
to give an example.
Star Wars?
Give an example. Well, Star Wars, like I said, Star Wars is a different thing entirely. Like I said, that's
No, I'm saying time wise, not like the time it took it to get to Disney Plus. Is what I'm saying.
You know it.
Not release wise.
No, it came out like Rise of Skywalker came earlier than it's supposed to.
Yeah, I know.
And also,
But
so
do you think it's gonna be about that time, or is it gonna be regular? You think?
Well, like, this is what Star Wars came out. What 5? It's 5 months.
Yeah, it came out in December.
Yeah, no, actually, that's the same time because that's actually the right amount of time between a movie being released in theaters to when it comes out at least on a streaming service, on all that stuff.
So you think we can expect about 5 months to get the product?
No, you're gonna probably get the regular 6 months because that's like I said, that's how long it takes for it to come from a theater to a streaming service. At least the only reason why, like I said, Star Wars became an exception because today is May 4th, and all that stuff. That would have came out next month on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So do you think in a short answer, do you think that theaters will be open at the end of the year to view movies?
Well, they're trying to hit summer.
Gee, what?
They're trying to hit summer. They're trying to hit summer, like July at least. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think summer's not gonna happen. End of the year, I say just be hopeful. For me, at least, all that stuff. Will it happen? Probably, most likely not. But like I said, all I can do is just be hopeful about it.
Yeah. And Manny, for you as well, what do you think? Are we going to be able to see these movies this year, or you think these theaters are going to be closed for the time being? What's your thoughts?
Well, somewhat like what Ricky said, I believe that most of them that were ready to go to theater release might get put on that thing to go to eventually digital, such as Ricky said.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ones that haven't been shot aren't getting shot, obviously, so they won't come out. But they will be pushed back. I don't think we're going to be seeing it, as Ricky said, during summer. I think at the end of the year minimum, if not the beginning of the year, towards the middle of next year. Which sucks because I was really looking forward to James Bond and Fast and the Furious in Dolby Digital.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Uh, do you guys think that since everything is being pushed back to next year, that no one's going to be making any kind of new movies now or even next year?
So I say that movies that were slated for the next year, movies that were slated for this year, they're probably mostly like they're already done, at least like post production and everything like that. They probably had just had to put them in the editing wheel and get that all done. And then most likely, I don't know how that's gonna work out because probably most likely most of them are working from home to do that stuff, um, and everything. But with the exception of the movies that were supposed to come out this year and got delayed to next year, any movie that was originally slated to come out next year, we probably won't see those for a while, maybe.
Exactly.
And then I'm sorry to bring this, and again, I'm bringing this back up to the Marvel point again. There's already been dates shifted already for that on that point on all that stuff because that's a whole since it is a whole connected thing and all that stuff. So it's like already what was it? The Doctor Strange sequel originally for next year already pushed to 2022.
Yeah.
What about Eternals?
Huh?
The Eternals get pushed also, or
Eternals is next year because that's like I said. I'm guessing like I said, the movies that came out supposed to come out this year or at least early next year because they're probably like depending on how like production stuff works when they shoot and all that stuff. Like Eternals is most likely post production and getting edited to finish up right now and all that stuff. What was supposed to be after that? Okay, I don't want to try. I'm not gonna try to figure it out right now. But like such as like Doctor Strange. Huh?
No, that was before Eternals. So the 10 Rings.
Oh, Shang-Chi. That is actually next. Yeah. That is next year. That's still
after Eternals. Or
that's
before Eternals?
after. It's after Eternals.
So the movies that have stopped production because I have it on my list. You guys can help me out with this too. A24 is that a? Sorry, I don't want to sound dumb.
That's a production company. Or yeah, it's a company.
Production company. Macbeth has stopped production. Amazon Birds of Paradise stopped production. Now for Disney, we haven't mentioned it, but Avatar we already mentioned. Little Mermaid got stopped. Marvel's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the
Shang-Chi Legend of 10 Rings.
Ridley Scott's The Last Duel. Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare's Alley. Vacation Friends, Shrunk, David Lowery's Peter Pan and Wendy, and Disney Plus Home Alone. MGM Samaritan has been stopped. Netflix, The Prom, Red Notice, The Harder They Fall, Paramount, Mission Impossible 7. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
They're still doing it?
Yeah, dude. Have you seen the last two? They're awesome.
Dude, okay, I didn't see the last two because I'm so confused about all the stories. I need to go on Wikipedia, watch all the plots, and then
you're confused about the last two Mission Impossibles when there's been as of next year 10 Fast and Furious movies and all that stuff. And you want to complain about Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible. Okay, look, this is my mini rant. Mission Impossible stuck to their roots. They really haven't evolved. There's nothing crazy. We know when the first movie came out, we already knew they were a spy team.
Wait till you get to 4. Wait till you get to the 4th one. That's when
I know that. But still, they're a spy team. They're a spy team. That's what they do. They save the damn world. Now, when you come to Fast 9, how the hell are you going to start racing cars and all of a sudden you know how to do all this crap that we never knew? Like, doing this stuff underground like we never knew about.
Car heist.
It's just funny. It's like, what's his face? What's his face? The guy, the rapper. What's his name?
Ludacris.
Okay, Ludacris was just like a regular dude, and he's like, I can hack countries. I'm like, what the? You learn how to hack countries?
I haven't seen Too Fast Too Furious, so I can't give something out on that. So,
dude, I remember my friend watched the first Fast and Furious, and then skipped to Fast 5 and was confused. Like,
okay, Fast.
I don't know why he did that, but he did, and he was confused.
Fast 4 was like my all-time favorite. No, Fast 5 was my all-time favorite. That one was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was good. From 5 and up, it was just like When are y'all learning these new skills that we never heard of? When did Dom become like the special forces killer, and he
Yeah.
was like the bad man on the planet?
Hey, you learn
And
some. You learn some things when you're in jail.
Yeah, he learned how to do all that stuff.
Hey,
Where did Ludacris learn the hacking?
hey, he probably. Hey, there was time between Too Fast, Too Furious, and Fast 5. Okay, so he might he could have learned some things.
Like during the events of Tokyo Drift, when he.
Okay, no, you can't put Tokyo Drift because there's
before. That was after.
That was after Tokyo Drift was set after between 5 and 6.
Yeah.
I don't even know why people even hate on Fast and the Furious like Tokyo Drift. That was like my all-time favorite.
I loved it because of the cars.
Because it wasn't anything. Because it was just like
at the time it was just like a random.
And like everything was like it was just there until the Vin Diesel cameo at the end.
Yeah, pretty
that
much.
Was the tightest thing ever. I was just like, this is a great movie.
Well,
like,
isn't I mean I liked it too, but I think it was just like the fact that it was just there, and then you never thought no one ever thought of the Vin Diesel cameo getting paid off until Fast 6.
Yeah.
Not like that. But when did Dom learn how to freaking drift?
They never showed him drifting.
Drifting is drifting.
In some scenes they were seeing drifting. I'm like,
drifting is drifting. It's not like a secret technique or anything. Like drifting is part of racing, no matter what.
Yeah, I would not even try to drift in my. Actually, my Honda probably could do it.
Nah, it's front wheel drive. If Dom can learn to pull a safe on the freeway, I'm pretty sure he can learn to drift.
Yeah, and then pull.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
all right.
it's
Here.
not that hard.
All right. To continue our list, here's the one for Sony: Uncharted. The video game is out there.
Oh my god! I can't believe that's still happening. You know,
what you mean, dude? Lara Croft was bomb.
You know who's starring in that one? You know who's starring in that?
Tom Cruise.
Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland. I was close.
Yeah,
it's Tom Holland, the main character.
Yeah, he's Drake.
Why? He's a kid.
That's the point. It's not. It's because like, I can get on a tangent. I can get on a tangent about video game movies and in particularly, but like I said, he's in it. It's probably debunked. I don't know for sure. This is the last because that's the last thing I heard. I think Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be in it also.
Yeah, exactly. He was supposed to be like his partner.
He's supposed to be Sully. Yeah, that's his partner.
If they put like a fake beard on Tom Holland, I'm done.
No, it's more of him as a kid, like younger, not like how the games are represented and all that stuff.
So is it like a prequel to the games?
No, it's not. No, nothing connected to the game at all.
Oh, it doesn't connect.
Mark Wahlberg is gonna play his big brother.
No, it's his name is he would from what I remember he would play as Sully, and Sully was more the I guess you can say father figure in a way.
Okay.
And all that stuff, but he was always with them. He was always with them. He was the older wise man and all that stuff and everything like that.
So taught him the ropes, taught him the game, taught him how to do it. Okay, I can see that. Sony
That's
Cinderella
supposed to come out like 2 years ago. Wait, what?
Sony Cinderella, the musical starring Camila Cabella.
Sony's doing a musical Cinderella.
And why is Camila Cabello Cinderella?
What's wrong with that?
Well, I mean,
what's wrong with don't say because
don't. Hey, what do you mean, man?
Don't.
Like they could have picked like
who?
Be careful, man.
Who?
I love Camila Cabello, but what I'm saying is like I don't know. I would have went for someone else.
As in?
I don't know who. I can't think of anyone.
Someone blonde.
Nah.
Okay, good.
That part with it.
Okay, good.
You can put a wig on her for all I care.
No, I was just saying, like, I was hoping, it's like, I hope you weren't saying, like, just because, like, she's not, because, like, of course, Cinderella, if whoever's never seen the movie, she was blonde in that movie and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, if you haven't seen Cinderella, you're living under a rock.
Yeah.
The last time I
Kevin
seen
Hart. The next one is the Kevin Hart Woody Harrelson comedy, The Man from Toronto, The Shrine. We were saying that. The World War II sisters movie, The Nightingale. Universal stopped production on Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Flint Strong.
I was the last one.
An entitled Billy Eichner romantic comedy. I don't know what that is. Warner Bros. The Matrix 4, which I heck forgot about.
Of course, because they haven't even started like stuff on that yet, like pre-production at least.
Elvis Presley, The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, which I forgot about that one
That
too.
was October. That's October of next year. That's supposed to come out now.
Well, it has halted production for 2 weeks beginning March 14th after considering relocating production from London to Liverpool.
That wasn't
So
gonna.
that's
That wasn't gonna happen then.
yeah. Fantastic Beasts 3, King Richard.
That's happening still.
Yeah, King Richard, the Richard Williams tennis drama starring Will Smith, has postponed production in Los Angeles.
The fact that Fantastic Beasts 3 is still happening is kind of a shocker because I heard the second one didn't do well and I haven't seen it yet. That's what also.
I haven't seen any.
I haven't either. I really want to see the second one.
I like the first. I like the first one. I've never seen the second one.
Was cool.
But I heard like it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't good, or it's just like it wasn't the best one and everything like that.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And the fact that they're still doing 3, and I think because like also everyone else was complaining because of freaking Johnny Depp being the villain and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
And all
really? I was okay with it.
Well, of course that happened also around the same time when he had that domestic issue with his former wife.
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez.
And all that stuff when it comes to find out, I guess she was the abuser.
Whoa, she was beating him up.
And all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know if it's physical or verbal, whatever. All I know recently it's the reverse. She was the one abusing him or something like that. And all that stuff. But yeah, the fact that Fantastic Beasts is kind of a surprising one because it's like I didn't think they would continue it.
I mean, it's Harry Potter. I think everybody
that I get.
I know for sure. I one time saw an ad in December when I went to go watch Star Wars that Harry Potter will be coming back. I think they were gonna start production on
a Harry Potter movie.
Potter.
Is it the one? Is it? I'm guessing it's what's it called? The Cursed Child, which the one is based off the play.
Yeah, because I got excited. I was like, "What?" And then it was like,
I don't know.
I was like, "This is."
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, did it do good on Broadway or whatever they call it?
Oh yeah. Cursed Child did fine on Broadway and everything like that. I just don't think.
I don't know about a movie.
Doing a movie, yeah.
They're gonna do a movie.
If they're just gonna show the Broadway show, maybe. But like
Harry Potter.
If they made a movie,
the Broadway show of Cursed Child, not Harry Potter. Well, it is Harry Potter, but you know what I mean.
You mean do the movies as like the Broadway version?
No, I think
you know how they do Fathom events where it's like a Broadway show.
Oh no, not like that. Yeah. No, it's gonna be an actual full-length feature film.
No, I'm saying I wouldn't want to see it.
Oh wait, if it's in Fathom events?
No, I said I would want to see him in Fathom events. I would want to see it as a movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying now. I'm just saying. I just don't think. Who is that? Like, who does Harry Potter? Warner Brothers. Yeah. I don't see the point of doing another one. Really? Like, you already have a third one where you can't do anything and all that stuff. You're already doing a third one. You don't want to. You want to and the thing is, Warner Brothers don't even have that many franchises. In all honesty, it's the one. Yeah. The cash cow they mainly had was Harry Potter, and they're tanking on their DC movies haven't been doing well for them at all, except for the fact of Wonder Woman, and then they have the sequel coming out in August now.
I think they're trying to pull like a Star Wars thing because I know when Star Wars started up again, everybody was on board. They're like, heck yeah. So I don't know.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's just the fact that they couldn't flesh out their characters. DC can't flesh out their characters. You have. Like you have the people to play them, but you never gave them a good story. In all honesty, like and everything like that. Superman, Batman, you even though Batman was the best thing out of that shared universe and all that stuff.
Which Batman?
The Ben Affleck Batman.
You like Ben Affleck?
Who didn't?
No, he's just saying in the universe.
I'm saying no. I actually liked it, Ben Affleck's Batman. I really did, and all that stuff.
Okay.
I think he was more placed out of it. He felt more placed out for the fact that he's supposed to play this older person and everything like that. When you should have, what you should have done with them at least have Superman as Superman as the one that's been the hero and all that stuff. Flesh that story out more and all that stuff, and then like the Batman should have been younger and all that stuff. Should have been a younger person. Like he's just getting into the game. He's been into the game for a while and everything like that. He's got like maybe some of the villains already. So we'll do like say like Black Mask at least and all that stuff. And Robin doesn't. None of the sidekicks exist yet and all that stuff.
I would love for them to do like a Nightwing
and all that stuff. Didn't I just say sidekicks don't exist yet? We don't. You can't do a night. You can't do night. Okay, in a shared universe at least, you can't do a Nightwing without giving him without him being Robin.
Bro, oh my god.
There is a story. You can literally. Oh my gosh! If this is about to turn into another a whole how to fix the DC movie universe and all that episode. Yes, you
can't fix it.
Well, you can't now. The fact that it's like the next Batman movie doesn't even relate to the shared thing at all, and everything like that. It's just like you're still
didn't either, right?
They're still doing what?
Joker didn't either, right?
Joker didn't exist and all that stuff, and it didn't need to. And it's even though the ending was the dumbest thing I've ever saw in my life.
Don't ruin it.
It was decent.
You haven't seen Joker yet, huh?
Yeah.
No, but I hear mixed reviews about it. I heard it was really good, really slow, and then really dumb in the end.
I'm saying I liked it. I just thought the ending wasn't necessary. There's one particular scene in the end that shouldn't have not been in there at all, in my opinion.
I'll probably just watch the end.
All that stuff.
There's a clip on there somewhere.
Joker ending.
All that stuff. So
I know DC also made a Harley Quinn's movie as well.
Okay, Birds of Prey. Awesome movie. I liked it, but it's still like I'm just saying like they're trying to make it shared, but still not at the same time, and it's just like
X-Men.
Yeah, when is
let's like I said, I'm not getting into that because that's like another thing in itself. I'm not gonna. As much as I want to talk about that, I can't get into that. I can't get into that as much. I love it because so here's the thing about X-Men.
Okay, here we go.
X-Men and Fantastic Four. Since we're on this, okay, we're not off topic technically, pretty much.
No, it's still movies
because we're talking about movies and all that stuff. But for the fact that don't expect Fantastic Four and X-Men right now, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah,
and all that stuff. Like you want to flesh that out. You want to make sure you're doing everything properly, especially now that they have with the movies they have coming forward right now. They have announced, and then especially now with the delays and everything like that in this pandemic and all that stuff. I think we will see them in a movie form and all that stuff, but I think they will probably start like there'll be like crumb seeds throughout a certain movie. My thing already. I already have like some kind of idea. Back in what was it, Far From Home or Homecoming? One of the Spider-Man movie in general. If you remember, on Homecoming, Avengers Tower got sold.
Yeah,
and all that stuff. My idea to that is that will become the Baxter Building where the Fantastic Four resides. They don't start, but it won't just be like it'll just be them as a family, or like they're starting to something different, like them getting ready before the whole like they get their powers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is the upcoming Disney Plus show WandaVision, where it's Scarlet Witch and Vision, and they're having like this whole psychotic thing. That's actually supposed to lead into the Doctor Strange sequel and all that stuff. My prediction on that is Scarlet Witch goes crazy to a point where it's somehow her powers happens to manifest into certain humans and they become mutants in some way and all that stuff. Or mutants have existed this whole time. They don't know or anything like that. And then who's ever read comic books recently know that the X-Men's gone through a whole change in the comics and all that stuff. They essentially see themselves as the higher power between Homo sapiens and Homo superior and all that stuff is what they call it and all that stuff. And they basically treat themselves as gods because I kid you not, spoilers who've not read these comics, they can actually reincarnate themselves. They can bring themselves back to life.
And wow.
And all that stuff.
With all that amazing information,
like literally,
I still don't know play Wolverine.
Huh? Oh,
I can.
And I also got one more question on top of that. Quicksilver.
what about him?
Quicksilver.
What
What
about
are they
him?
gonna do with him?
He's dead.
Are they gonna like?
He's dead.
Yeah, they're
No.
gonna just.
He's dead.
But he did amazing in the other X-Men movies. Though.
He's dead. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. It doesn't matter. Honestly, as of now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think Marvel shouldn't even do a backstory. I think
You know what I'm hope. You know what I really want to hope.
Bring 'em.
You know what I really want to hope, because there's a movie we haven't talked about, and that hasn't and still don't know if it even come out. New Mutants.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the
That
girl
was
from
The
Game
girl
of
from
Thrones.
From Game of Thrones. Yeah,
And also Stranger Things, right? I think.
the guy. Yeah,
Yeah. And then the girl, and then Queen of the South, she's in it.
yeah. She's the doctor.
Yeah.
They,
That made me so hype when I saw her. I was like, yeah.
So that was supposed to come. Well, originally it was supposed to be set for last year, but then that got stuck into like stuff because of the Disney acquisition with Fox and everything like that. It was supposed to come out this year, like last month, if I remember correctly. That never came to be. And everything because of this whole virus and everything like that. Still don't know anything about what's going to happen to it. And there was a trailer that came out like earlier this year, and it looked really cool. It looked interesting.
Look dope.
as an actor, I would have been like, "Am I still getting paid for this?"
They're probably still getting paid for it no matter what. Now
Dude, the part
now
that made me
it's on
laugh in
Disney.
the trailer is like when they're going through all the powers and their like first experience with the powers, and then they get to like that Russian one. They're like, "What'd you do?" She's like, "I killed 12 men." I was like, "Oh, damn."
Okay.
So this is kind of my crazy prediction on this. Since it's never hasn't been released, it's supposed to be it was supposed to be connected with the original X-Men canon and all that stuff. But what I think might happen is this might become, and no one will say, and no one will admit it, and no one will say, and people might disagree with this one too. This is secretly an MCU movie.
Secretly.
How is it?
Well, it depends what Marvel logo we get at the beginning of the.
Well, because it's more of the fact is like there's probably going to be a hint of somehow it'll connect to the MCU. How, I don't know. I think they're clever enough to do something with it, since
I know Marvel does have
something like really discreet, like maybe like a newspaper or something.
exactly like because as of right now it's just about these kids, really.
Yeah.
It's like there's no. I mean, the words mutants does get explained in the movie, especially in the trailers, but that as much as we know about how does it connect to the original X-Men canon and all that stuff, there's not much of that going around from just based off the trailers. Only the fact that the name mutant just pops up. That's it.
So what does Sony own? I know they own Deadpool. They don't own
Spider-Man.
anymore.
It's just Spider-Man. It's always been Spider-Man. It's always been Spider-Man. Sony only owns Spider-Man. X-Men Fantastic Four was originally with Fox until Disney acquired that's the studios and all that stuff, and pretty much got those rights back. The only thing they don't have control is Spider-Man and whatever within Spider-Man's gallery.
I know that wasn't recently. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but I know Stanley's daughter was the one that was fighting for no one to have the rights. Everyone should have a right to tell their own story about Spider-Man, and that's the reason why Disney couldn't acquire the rights to it. I think that was the reason why. I don't know if you guys ever read that before or heard that before.
Like, in all honesty, I think
Imagine that,
like in all
Spider-Man MCU, Spider-Man Sony.
Well, yeah. Well, like it is still as of right now. Like Spider-Man is still with Sony. It's just the last two. No, I know. That's what, I know. I'm just saying. Like Spider-Man in particularly is just like as of pretty much as of right now. I think Sony and Disney should just play nice and all that stuff. Well, no, because of course we have the current Spider-Man run with Tom Holland and all that stuff. We have Homecoming and Far From Home. He's already been shown in Infinity War and Endgame, and all for that stuff, and Civil War for that, and there's a third. There's still plans for a third one coming out. and all that stuff. That's going to be MCU connected and all for that. But everything else that's outside of that, such as like Venom, with that movie that came out and the sequel coming out next year, the talks of them making a Black Cat movie, Silver Sable, and all that stuff, and it's just like you are literally like Sony is trying, and then of course Spider-Verse. No, we can't forget that.
Speaking of that, what's with the Morbius movie?
Oh, that too.
Yeah,
That
right.
too. That
It's
too.
connected, but it's not.
Okay, so if anyone realized, whoever saw the trailer for that movie and everything, people should have noticed that there was a picture of Spider-Man, but that was the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man. Now
Yes.
people are tripping and going crazy of like, is this connected to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? Is there like, are we seeing a Spider-Verse thing happening right now in live action and all that stuff? I'm just like, bruh. Well, and then and then also, of course, if you've also saw the trailer, at the end you see Toombs, the Vulture, who's from Homecoming. He's in the trailer.
And Scorpion, right?
No, it's just Vulture.
But this is a Sony
Oh.
movie, right?
So this is
Oh,
a
wait, no,
Sony.
that was-
This is a Sony produced Spider-Man movie by Sony themselves. This isn't connection with Marvel Studios or anything like that. This is and everything like that. But you still have to realize Sony still owns the movie rights. So pretty much, they technically still have, they can do with the Homecoming characters, and particularly, they can do whatever they want with those in a way.
So I did pull up an article from Stanley's daughter, and it says, appears the surviving Lee is just fine with Spider-Man ending up with Sony or practically any other studio, as long as it's not the Disney-owned Marvel Entertainment, as she laid out to TMZ Thursday, August 22nd. Whether it's Sony or someone else, the continued evolution of Stan's character and his legacy deserve multiple points of views, she said. So that's a question you guys can like dabble on. Do you feel like Disney should own everything, that other studios should have a right to make their own version of superhero?
Well,
Or
I
should
mean,
it all...
here's the thing. I feel it's best for Spider-Man to be where he's at, and that's with the Marvel universe, and then in particularly the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all that stuff. I mean, you can still do every other thing like that, such as like how like we have MCU Spider-Man right now, and then we have Spider-Verse, such as for Miles Morales and everything like that, the animated movie and all that stuff. I just think it's just a big hoop. Like I said, I think as I mentioned earlier, it's like the only thing right now is like Sony and Disney should just play nice and all that stuff, and just worry about and just make it about the fans and all that stuff. Like have this current Spider-Man stay in the MCU and all that stuff. And now I know there's like everything behind the scenes, such as like fees and money and all that stuff and everything like that. But the fact that people are gonna hate. I'm probably gonna hate for this, but I don't give a damn. The fact that the fact that we have pretty much the best Spider-Man and Peter Parker right now, currently,
I can back you up on that one.
and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I can back you up on that one.
you don't want to ruin that. You really don't want to ruin that, and all that stuff. And it's just like people can say like he's probably not the best Spider-Man. I don't agree with that at all, in my opinion. And all that stuff. There's also there's this TikTok I saw that from this one guy. I forget his name and all that stuff. He does like Marvel comic book movie stuff content. He gave like 5 reasons why Tom Holland's not the best Spider-Man, and his 5 reasons make no sense whatsoever.
It's like he's young. He's just
And all that
for no
stuff.
reason.
And all that stuff.
He's not Tobey Maguire.
And it's
Dude, I want to. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'll show you
Can't
the.
even say
I don't want to
yeah.
look it up right now, but I'll show you the TikTok later for it, because it's like it was annoying. It was annoying to me, and all that stuff. It's like
So Spider-Man is worth around $4 to $5 billion.
Oh yeah, because he's that big of a character. Like if you not know, it's like I pretty much grew up with Spider-Man in a way, technically, because like
Yeah,
I've watched the Saturday cartoon show for it.
dude, I grew up with Unlimited.
He has toys and all that stuff, and everything like that. Video games, like if you see video games and all that stuff, he's the biggest Marvel game right now, as of right now, is Spider-Man for the PS4. Right now, and all that stuff and everything. So
Yeah, all I do is play Spider-Man video games, honestly.
And it's like, of course, yeah, he's that big of a deal and all that stuff. But it's just like, how I see it is like, you have Spider-Man. Of course, he has his gallery of characters and all that stuff. But But you can pretty much say he has his own universe within himself and all that stuff. But like, he is part of a bigger thing itself. Like, that's the same with the X-Men too, and all. You can say the same thing with the X-Men too. But it's like, wouldn't you want to see what you see what you see in the comics this half, see in real life? Wouldn't you want to see the fact of naming off a big comic book storyline of the Avengers versus the X-Men over something? Spider-Man teaming up with freaking Daredevil or Wolverine for another instance and everything like that. The fact and all that stuff. Wouldn't you like? That's the stuff like people have been dying for ever since before these whole right situation became a big deal and all that stuff. Like, this like became more of a bigger deal once the MCU became a big deal and all that stuff.
I agree. I think Spider-Man has probably one of the most crossovers with a lot of different other Marvel characters.
Mm-hmm.
He's very much like the well-known and most well-liked. But I looked up right now which Marvel character is the most worth right now, and the most worth Marvel character is Black Panther as of right now. So I think Black Panther. I mean, Spider-Man is an icon, is a legend.
Oh, of course.
But I think right now in popularity, Black Panther is the top number one right now. And why? I don't know. I like Black Panther, but I wouldn't say it's.
Oh, Panther's my top 3 in MCU movies.
Who's your top first? In Marvel cinematic movies?
Endgame, Infinity War, Panther.
Okay, which standalone character is your most favorite?
Oh, like solo movie?
Yeah, solo movie.
Panther, then Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have his own standalone. So.
What about you, Manny?
Who doesn't have his own standalone?
Oh, the one I was gonna choose until you said he has to have his own standalone movie. I guess I would have to go with probably Thor, minus the Dark World.
Okay. Well, wait.
I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority on that one.
I give it okay. I don't hate it due to the fact that it kind of bring in the whole Infinity Stone thing.
And
but
I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna get out the way before I let you finish. Endgame made Dark World a better movie.
It did. It did make it a better movie, but I still don't like it. I tried rewatching it after Endgame, and I still don't really care for it.
Yeah, I don't really care for that.
Thor's not my favorite all-time Marvel Cinematic Universe character, though.
Okay, Thor Ragnarok was really, really good.
Like, as in movies.
How is he not your favorite character, but yet Ragnarok... Wait, he's one of your favorite standalone movies.
Yeah, because my favorite in the cinematic universe is Hawkeye. And he doesn't have his own standalone.
You know, Hawkeye doesn't even have a standalone movie, huh?
He's having a show.
No, that's why I couldn't pick him.
He got a show. He has a show coming.
Yeah, he has a show coming soon.
An actual show?
A Disney Plus. Disney Plus on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I'm hyped for.
Though we won't see that till like maybe 2022.
Yeah. Dude, the reason I like him, that's the reason why he's my favorite is because like he's just human. I could say the same thing with Black Widow.
I say my
Iron Man.
Okay, so favorite standalone as like a by itself, like if it's like origin style movie, like their first movie,
yeah,
that's Panther. My favorite trilogy out of the ones that so far they have, Captain America. Oh, that's stuff.
Iron Man.
No, I love Iron Man. Like, and yeah, everyone can say like he's the one that started it and all that stuff, but you cannot say that out of those three in particularly, Thor, Cap, and Iron Man, with their trilogies, Cap had a better progression throughout his movies.
Okay.
And the fact, and especially how how his journey ended in Endgame.
Yeah, I didn't care for Iron Man 3.
I love 3. 3 doesn't get Iron Man 3 doesn't get enough credit.
It's not a horrible movie.
Iron Man 3 doesn't get enough credit.
No, it didn't. People were hating on that one too. I think I know Falcon didn't get their standalone either.
He's getting a show.
He's a show too?
Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's supposed to come out this year, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's because if you've seen Endgame and all that stuff, that's supposed to be his. That's going to be pretty much that show is his journey to get to that point.
True. What else?
Oh, who am I kidding? Everyone should see Endgame, but that's the journey of him becoming Captain America.
No,
like, are you keeping it a secret? You think everybody's seen it?
Because like everyone should have seen that movie by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Captain America.
You haven't seen Captain Marvel.
How is that you have not seen that?
Captain Marvel was good.
Unless you're, no, I'm not gonna bring that up right now. I'll bring that up later.
What happened to Adam?
I don't know.
That's Guardians 3.
Yeah, I know. But what happened to him? I thought he was gonna come out with his own movie.
No. Never? That was never a thing. The plan was supposed to be for Guardians 3. So far, from what we know, it's supposed to be Guardians 3. It was never supposed to be his own movie.
Why? Then why did they mention him anyway?
To set up 3.
Oh. Well, is he ever gonna show up?
Huh?
Yeah. Is he ever gonna come out? Is he ever gonna show up?
Hopefully in 3. Let's hope that in 3. I honestly because it's been so long since 2 and all that stuff, and everything and how everything else has happened right now. So it's like, who knows? I mean, I would especially now that how Endgame is, because there's a 5-year time jump and all that stuff.
He's probably already out.
He's probably already out, and then already done something and all that stuff that we don't know yet. Because you have to we have to realize, spoilers for those who haven't seen Endgame and all that stuff. All the Guardians were part of the decimation and all that stuff, except for Gamora. She died and all that stuff.
Yeah. Straight
up died for the Soul Stone and all that stuff. They come back 5 years later through the portals, and 5 years later, we have a time. We now have a Gamora that's not even from that time and all that stuff, technically, and everything. So a lot can happen in 5 years, pretty much, because all we can know, Warlock never got decimated during the snap and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So he could have been doing something this whole time and all that stuff. And I forget what those people are called and all that stuff.
The golden ones?
The golden ones, yeah, those golden people and all that stuff. We don't, maybe half of them got decimated too and all that stuff, but it's just we don't know of what happened since then.
For all we know, that Queen Lady got decimated too.
No, we don't.
I said for all we know.
Oh, for what we could, maybe.
Yeah, we don't.
Maybe.
We got erased.
Yeah, we don't know.
Maybe. But yeah,
I'm so hyped for Falcon to become Captain America, dude. So hyped. Dude.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. August.
Is that just
no, that's a comic thing. That's
a
comic thing.
So the reason I'm hyped for it is because the Falcon after Falcon is my favorite character, mainly because he's Mexican. But Joaquin Torres becomes the Falcon.
I was like, Falcon after Falcon. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Once Falcon takes the Captain America mantle,
though he goes back to being the Falcon again in the comics.
Yeah, he does, but still there.
So what movie do you guys feel like you guys are looking forward to the most? It can be ones that have stopped production, or it could be next year, or the ones that are going to be released.
From Marvel or in general?
Just anything in general.
Event of all the movies.
James Bond and the Eternals. And Fast 9.
Yeah, so mine are I really want to see Guillermo del Toro's Disney movie. Mulan, Fast 9, Mission Impossible, which I didn't know they were making even a 7th one. Top Gun Maverick, which is one I really wanted to watch too,
Yeah,
and
I've only seen one Top Gun, and it was like Top Gun 2 or something.
Quiet Place 2. And if Avatar ever releases
It ain't
50-year
happening.
film,
It ain't happening.
Dude, Avatar 2 is gonna come out when my mixtape drop, dude.
yeah. So I don't. Avatar 2 is gonna drop when Manny's album drops.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess I'm the only one thinking ahead, and I guess the only well, of course, like every single movie you guys mentioned is the ones I'm looking for too. But I guess mine is Thor: Love and Thunder. Nobody bought it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that is.
The fourth Thor movie.
Oh, sorry.
The fourth Thor movie, where one, the director's coming back. Two, it's the fourth one and everything like that. Though it's less than 2 years away. The fact that I'm excited for it the mostly is for the fact that we're getting Jane Foster's back and all that stuff, and she's becoming female Thor, from what it sounds like.
What? That's cool.
And all that stuff. Like, I'm excited for that. That and freaking well, I'm quoting Marvel movies because Marvel movies are my life.
Really?
Doctor Strange and all that stuff, because that is supposed to be technically the first horror Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Phase 4, yeah.
No.
Dude,
Widow's the first Phase 4 movie.
Yeah.
Widow's the Phase 4 movie. Doctor Strange. The next Doctor Strange is supposed to be the very first horror style MCU movie.
Dude, I remember seeing the YouTube video, right? It was like late at night because that's what you do when you're sleep deprived. You look at strange videos, and it was like how Black
TikTok.
Widow sets up Phase 4, and I was like, what? So I clicked on it, and it was this dude going in depth on like how Black Widow that died isn't the real Black Widow. And that's not really Natasha
I swear. Did he say it's a scroll? Did he say it's a scroll?
No.
Okay, thank God.
He said, oh man, I forgot her name. It was like he went to the comics when like they were training, and like she had a friend, and that took Natasha's identity when Natasha switched with her, and it was like a weird timeline that I've never read the comics. I didn't read the Black Widow comics, and then it was like when she came back in Infinity War with blonde hair, that wasn't the real Black Widow. That was the other person that switched her place. And then it was like the one that died wasn't actually Black Widow. Black Widow's still alive in Russia or Germany, wherever she is. And I was like, what?
See, all that nonsense, I don't believe it one bit. If you would have said
I didn't believe it at all.
If you just said if you would have just said scroll, if you would have just said scroll, maybe
so much easier.
Maybe. Especially after the end credit scene in Far From Home. After that one. So like I was like, I mean, I'll probably believe it, but then again, it's like, I think with the MCU in particularly, especially now after how Endgame ended and all that stuff, I think deaths have to be somewhat permanent now.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's like there's the leeway with Gamora, and particularly for the fact that she's from a different time. For that one, it's hard. It's hard, and of course, like Tony and Cap are no longer there. I cannot see a point where Natasha is come back to life and somehow and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I can't see that really.
Yeah, with the exception of prequels.
Like I said, unless somehow at the end of Black Widow when it comes out, there's an end credit scene where that whole time she was a Skrull. She gets infiltrated as a Skrull and all that stuff. Like she's with Fury right now in that little spaceship at the end credit scene and all that stuff. Yes, I just did it in the spoiler. So what? You should have seen the movie.
Yeah, you really should have. Or it pans over to her body like off the cliff and it's like a Skrull body.
She's with and all, like she's actually with Thor and the Guardians and all that stuff this whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
No. I take it back. She's with Carol. And all that stuff, and Captain Marvel and all that stuff, enjoying space and everything like that.
Honestly, with Marvel and how they've done like so many twists and turns, you never know. Honestly,
I mean, yeah, but it's just like I feel like it's just hard to have. I can't. I don't know what they. I'm not gonna say I don't know what they would do with Natasha after this. And all that stuff, because the reason why I'm really looking forward to this movie is for the fact that this is her movie, and then two, it's pretty much giving us more depth of what she's always talked about in her time in the other movies and all that stuff, of what she's always mentioned, such as like the Red Room when she mentioned that in Ultron and everything like that. Her pretty much we're getting her first glimpse of her family before her her family and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So it's like I'm really interested in that. I mean, I really hope and all that stuff that it's like if there's if somehow she ends up being alive still, like it has to work and all that stuff.
Yo,
especially because like here's the thing.
She moved and is now living with Peter. You remember Peter from Deadpool 2? The regular guy? Remember? Do you have any superpowers?
We haven't even talked about we haven't even talked about that.
I thought you meant like Peter from Spider-Man. I was like, what?
No, the one from Deadpool. He's like, I have type 1 and 2 diabetes.
That's the one.
Like,
that's the one.
Find the third one, call us.
That's the one thing we haven't talked about. Deadpool.
Dude, Deadpool.
How is that gonna? I'm really excited. I hope. It seems like Ryan Reynolds is probably gonna stick as Deadpool and all that stuff, since there has been like reports of him talking to Marvel Studios and everything like that after the acquisition and all that stuff. Like, it's like.
But would Marvel Studios make a rated R Deadpool though?
But and this brings up another thing now too. I might as well put this in the title: movies and the MCU now. For this and all that stuff. And we also have to remember it's not a Phase 4 movie, but it is an MCU movie that's coming out. Blade.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be a Blade MCU movie coming out soon. And when it came out originally, it was a rated R movie. So we don't know about how that one's gonna turn out to be and all that stuff. And the fact that it's Mahershala Ali doing it, playing as Blade, I'm freaking excited about it and all that stuff.
Right.
All that stuff. So it's like,
Snipes, yeah. Not Blade. I don't know. Who's playing Blade?
I just said his name, Mahershala Ali.
Who's that again?
You seen Luke Cage?
Huh?
You saw Luke Cage, the Netflix show?
Oh, that guy.
Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main guy, right?
Yeah, the Cottonmouth, the bad guy, technically. Like halfway to the first season.
I'll look him up later. But okay.
He was one of the best things in that show.
I never watched.
Imagine the guy that played Luke Cage.
And I didn't watch the other one either, the girly one.
Jessica Jones? You did not see Jessica Jones.
Never seen. Wow. Well, I've seen parts of it, but I haven't like fully invested.
That's officially not even. It's officially not even MCU related, and that pisses me off. Huh?
Dude, I was watching
with Daredevil and Punisher.
So as of right now, they're still technically under. They're still Netflix. They're still rights under Netflix. But since they canceled it, they're not making them anymore. As starting early next year, if I'm correct. As of early next year, if I remember correctly, I have to check the report again, or someone can remind me in the comments. Those will revert back to Marvel officially. Nice. So, because I was gonna mention, there's a rumor, and this is a big rumor, and I would be ecstatic for it, and all that stuff, depending on how everything else goes. Daredevil, or at least Matt Murdock, is supposed to appear in the next Spider-Man movie.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, is it going to be? Is it?
Netflix or
that's see, now if it's supposed to be him, we don't know, and all that stuff. He's kind of debunked it that it's supposed to be that's him, from what I heard on a recent report. But like, if it is him, and I'm totally on, and I'll be honest right now, I will be totally fine if it's not the same Daredevil from the Netflix show, but it's still the same. It's still the same actor, at least. And all that stuff. If it's still the same actor. And then give him they give him more of a Marvel, an MCU style to it and everything like that. Because him as Murdoch and Daredevil was fine, and all that stuff. Like, he was a really good Daredevil. And all that stuff. Who?
The suit. I liked it.
I mean, they'll change
everything about it.
Most likely,
I just didn't care for the suit personally.
I mean, most likely they'll change the suit.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I love the suit from the Ben Affleck version.
Well, guys,
Yeah.
you guys don't like Ben Affleck Daredevil?
No.
He was
I
awesome.
liked it.
No.
I liked it.
No.
He was
No.
I
great.
mean,
No.
it wasn't like
No.
the world's worst movie, but it wasn't like
No.
the world's best movie.
No.
You didn't like it?
Personally, as long as John Berthenol plays Punisher, I'm happy.
That's another.
Yeah.
No, that's
Dude,
another thing.
He is the best Punisher I've ever seen. Dude.
That is the other thing. Will they? I don't think. This is gonna be tough to say. I don't think Punisher will be back and will be in the MCU for right now
Yeah.
and all that
It'd be a
stuff.
while.
I think you can probably see if they somehow figure out a way to make it like MCU connected, but it's probably gonna be not Disney Plus because they're not gonna put that much violence in there. On you'll see it
Well,
on
if they're making Disney
on Hulu
if they're making
because they own Hulu.
Deadpool for Marvel, how? I mean, is it just gonna be rated R?
See,
What was the last?
I don't
You
know. See, that's the thing. I don't know. That's the one thing I'm curious about is how they're gonna do Deadpool. Is it gonna be PG-13? Is it gonna be rated R and all that stuff? I mean, Reynolds says like they want it. They're talking to Marvel Studios and Disney. They seem interested in doing rated R Deadpool and all that stuff. It's just it's just the fact of making it fit within the MCU. Because like here's the thing. Because like if you look back on it, because you want to make sure not only you're getting your money on the theater and all that stuff, but you technically as of now, since they have a subscription, they have a streaming service now. You want to make sure people stay on Disney Plus too.
Yeah.
Now it's supposed to be a family oriented thing for Disney Plus in particularly, and can you imagine a rated? Why is it that you don't see Deadpool 1 and 2 in the freaking in Disney Plus right now? Like it all that stuff because there's no maybe
it was PG-13 I think, right?
yeah maybe
Yeah.
maybe I don't know for sure, but yeah that might work. But the fact that it says Once Upon a Deadpool is like because it's like kind of a Christmas thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
And all that stuff, and it's just so it's like, what's gonna happen? That's what I'm saying. That Blade, even as a Punisher now, because I think the other 4 Defender characters, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, maybe with some degree, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, and all that stuff, you can fit that in a PG-13 realm as within the MCU, and all that stuff. And all that stuff, you can do that, and all that stuff. Like you can make, I can see an MCU Defenders thing happening within the MCU. It's gonna be toned down a bit, and all that stuff. Especially,
I can definitely see those being incorporated.
Yeah, and also
it'd be really hard to see the Punisher and Deadpool.
Yeah.
In PG-13, it'd be really hard to see.
Yeah.
Not to see, but
I don't think Punisher, correct. Deadpool, probably it's probably possible. And all that stuff. And all that stuff because you can still put the joke. You can still get the jokes. You can still get the jokes.
Yeah.
They probably might have like crude humor, like hidden adult jokes, but I don't know. We don't know. Yeah, I don't know how far Disney is willing to go as far as rated R. But we are in the end of our podcast right now, so we want to wrap it up with the last thought. And the question I have for both of you guys is: will you guys two-part question? Would you see theaters open up next year? And 2, the second question is: will this virus change the way cinema is being done now?
Summer? Yeah.
I don't see the theaters opening until next year, towards the middle of the year. Personally, do I think theaters will change for the beginning? Yes. As Ricky stated earlier, maybe 1 seat to 2 seats apart once it's back open. That's what I see.
Okay.
Theaters will be opening in the next year.
Mm-hmm.
We're not seeing it this year. I think it's only for the fact so that way they can maximize on the fact of getting people, because hopefully by the time next year we can be able to not be 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah, that's the challenge.
So I think they want to maximize on that. They'll probably take this year as pretty much as a dead year in a way, and all that stuff. And since it's all stuff, and for cinema, for like companies like such as like Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, and all them, they're already that's already happening right now. That's already started. Like, I think they'll probably realize. I had a timer set up just in case. I think it's Universal's already tested that bed. It was a risk, and it was a risk they were willing to take, from what it sounds like now.
Yeah.
And I think the other companies will realize that and probably be like, we don't need to put everything in theaters and all that stuff, which is gonna suck for like AMC and Regal and all that stuff. But I think that just helps them to figure out of what to do, to maximize on getting people to come to theaters more and all that stuff. I think AMC is doing it the right way with A-List. As a customer of that and everything like that, it's like because I love movies. Fun fact, and all that stuff. After realizing how many movies I saw all of 2019, it's like, I don't think, like, here's the thing: we're not gonna lose the big spectacle movie in a theater. We're not. At least I don't think so. And all that stuff. I expect myself seeing in a movie theater when the 5th Avenger movie comes out and all that stuff. And all that stuff. I expect myself next year, hopefully with the theaters being open, to see the next Fast 9 and all that, Fast 9 next year and all for that too. I just think like more movies that are pretty much on a small that are portrayed as a feature film but are with a smaller budget and a projection to not make as much, such as like Trolls 2, will most likely go the route of, this is coming out on this date, you can buy it for this much or rent it that much for that same price and all that stuff. And the choice is yours and all that stuff. It'll give them that choice of buying and purchase, or maybe they'll do like, you can buy it first for a couple weeks, and then renting will become an option right after that. Right. Just kind of like how they do it now, because you can actually rent. You can first you'll be able to buy it digitally, but around the time it comes out on like Blu-ray and DVD, the renting option is available to them. But I think they'll probably do it in a shorter time frame for that one in particularly.
Yeah. Well, interesting topic, guys. We went through everything we need to go through, mostly Marvel. So we apologize to the viewers if we just talked about Marvel, but Marvel is probably one of the biggest, businesses out there, and
it's mine.
One of the movies as well. But other than that, for all the viewers out there, probably will not see theaters until next year. But do not lose hope. We probably might see a lot more movies on maybe the streaming services. We don't know what productions will do, or how long this will last. So everything's up in the air. Any last comments before we sign off?
Watch The Clone Wars. It's not a movie; it's a TV show, but it's totally worth it.
Okay. If you guys are interested in Star Wars, go ahead and watch The Clone Wars.
The finale was today, and I watched it, and it was sad. Very, very sad.
And if you guys like, sad endings, I don't know if you guys like sad endings, but whatever.
It's very emotional. Okay. And I might watch it again tonight.
Yeah, for those who invested, then you have all the feels in it. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching once again. We'll hope to see you next week. And this is the No Name Podcast. Oh my God, I messed it up so bad.
Podcast with no name yet.
This is
the Force be with you.
No, Manny. No.
I had to.
May the fourth be with you all.
Even though this is coming out on the 5th.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye. We really need an outro.